Hello and welcome to Cloud Monday. We have a new game. We're on PS3. I think this is going to be pronounced Legasista? Legasista? I don't know. Hopefully the game will say it. Wait, is that out of 10? That is. Alright. Surprisingly quiet. Autosave on. As a game being streamed from the cloud to me, it's important that we're able to save as much as we can. As quickly as we can, as frequently as we can. So that's why I've turned on autosave. Did they keep it? I just want to check. It did. Sorry about that. Yeah. So trying out a different PS3 RPG this time. Again, we're looking for if the autosave is frequent. Is it clear that it's saved? But more importantly, can we, the player, save when we have to? Because you only get a 20-second warning when you're going to be knocked off or disconnected from PlayStation Plus cloud streaming service. So let's start.
科学が過去になった時代、人々は古代の科学を魔法や呪いと呼び恐れていた。ここは古代科学が眠る遺跡、ツタの塔。1000年もの間誰も立ち入ることのなかった異形の塔に一人の若者が足を踏み入れようとしていた。若者の願いはただ一つ。
A little loud. So I actually have this on PS3, but I never played it. Doesn't look like there's any autoplay. Hit select. R1, L1, L2, R2, circle, triangle, square.
下の塔を登るにはダンジョン構造の迷路を進まなきゃならねえらしいけど、ダンジョンの入り口はどこなんだ？だだっ広くてわかりゃしねえ。
The art is certainly crisp.
ああ、お前もちょっとは手伝えよ。
Just the character in the middle to look a little unexpected.
しらみつぶしに探す
Like
しか
no arms, no legs. Almost Rayman-esque. So I can't bring up the options. Try and changing settings. Which also means I can't manually save at the moment. But X is jump. At least the art looks nice. Clear. At the moment, certainly no artifacts from streaming it from the cloud. It much looks like a base camp, doesn't it? I imagine we're going to be visiting here a few times.
それにしても妙だな。誰も来たことねえ場所のはずなのに生活感があるような。まさか誰かがすでにキャンプを張って調査してるのか？くそ、急がねえと。
から侵入者かしら。
うわ、誰だ。
まああなた、その姿は人なのね。
って子供？いや待てよ、なんでダンジョンの入り口に子供がいるんだよ。この遺跡はまだ誰も入ったことがないはず。
私はここの管理アンドロイド。
The Android Manager.
から900万と48時間19分58秒。外見年齢
Yeah,
は
I don't know what 9 million hours is in terms of years. I'm guessing it's a little more than 13.
なんだって T48 900万時間。なんだかよくわからねえけど、古代遺跡にただの子供がいるわけがねえ。つまり普通じゃねえってことだ、こいつは。おい T なんとか、お前管理って言ったな。この遺跡はお前が管理してるってことか。
そうなの。あなたがダンジョンと呼んだ場所を守るのも私の任務の一つなのよ。
なるほどな。それで T
They're blinking and there's some minor animations on the character models, but there's no like mouth movements. Every now and then you get like a slight frame change with the facial expressions changed. So if we were to get like macro blocking during the sequence, it wouldn't matter too much if the characters themselves have macro blocking. There's not really much to see on them. What we'd have to worry about is the text in the bottom here. I wouldn't say it's the biggest I've ever seen, nor does it really take up the whole screen. We can press square and it clears it, but I couldn't tell you what purpose that has. Again, I'll double check the options to see if there is anything to do with text size. The bigger the text, the less of it will be affected by macro blocking if it becomes an issue.
ここは古代文明最後の研究所、レイルヤードなんだろ。他の遺跡を調べて分かったんだ。呪われた場所、ツタの塔はかつてレイルヤードと呼ばれ、すごい力を持ったお宝が山ほど作られてたって。
それは 86.7% 正確な情報。
11,000 sorry, 11,000 years ago. Okay.
じゃあやっぱりこの場所がレイルヤードなんだな。
答えてあげる。地名はレイルヤード。 100%。
It's a little frustrating not having autoplay on. But if needs be, it does say we hit start to skip this. A lot of these games, and I think I saw it in the options, if you do skip it because you have to try and save or trigger the autosave, they do have like a message log, so you can go back and read what you missed.
俺は万能の力を持つ古代兵器がここにあるっていう情報を掴んでやってきた。ずっと探してたんだ。妹を元の姿に戻してやる。
How would a weapon change someone back?
そしてついに俺はすごい力を持つ古代兵器の存在とそれがある場所を突き止めたんだ。
Sounds like he made it straight here once he found out the news.
これさ、ただの石っころに見えるだろう。だけど
That's his sister? That was unexpected.
古代遺産の呪いで石にされちまったんだ。
Does she know what that is?
私が協力すればあなたの妹を人間の姿に戻すこと可能かも。助けて。
マジでお前話がわかる変なやつだったんだな。実は下の塔までたどり着いたのはいいけど、内部の構造については何も資料がなくて困ってたんだ。
それならあなたは運がいいわ。この私に会えたんですもの。
まあさ、そのあなたってのはやめてくれ。俺の名前はアルト・ストレイター。アルトさんって呼んでいいぜ。
Straighter. What a name.
よろしくなのよ、アルト。
She doesn't call him sir.
俺は呼び捨てかよ。にしてもここがレイルヤードか。今までもどの遺跡よりも気になった場所だぜ。それからあの変な子供、この遺跡を守るのが任務だと言ってたけど、まだ完全に信用するのは危険だな。でもこいつのために、そして俺自身にもう
Looking for autosave.
障壁への損害はあの石の力が原因。今後侵入者がやってくる確率 100%。
Okay. So yes, the game explaining that there are going to be monsters and stuff now.
私も任務を全うしなければならない。
Which
でも
are?
これはチャンスかもしれない。
The chance for what? Oh, such a tease. Okay, we can go to a dungeon. Options. Okay, make that a little bit louder. Okay, decimal points. Auto save, yep. There's log. There doesn't appear to be. It doesn't appear to be anything to do with autoplay. But we have save. Whoops. So it looks like manual save and autosave might be two different files on the PS3. Well, PS3 in the cloud. This has been streamed to my PS4, of course. Oops. Wrong button. So start does that, triangle does that, square, circle, X. Quite responsive. R1, L1, R2, L2. Well, let's head to the dungeon then. Sure, tutorial. Oh, it's one of these instructions on a screen. Okay. L1, magic. R2, R1 item. There's nothing here about like sword.
なんか視線を感じんな。
目が合いました。もしこれってもしかして
His voice is a little louder.
なんだあいつ、モンスターか。おい、そこの変なの、それで隠れてるつもりか。
もし声かけられた。もしこれはもう結婚するしかない。もし
お、モンスターが喋った。
はじめまして。もしあたい レールヤードに住むもやしのもやぴーというものもし
See, you want to press square to like try and see some of that. It's not making great use of the screen. You've got lots of space on the left and lots of space on the right.
もやしモンスターじゃねえのか。
違うもしモンスターじゃないもし
Those are graphics. It's just like repeating tiles of art.
は
So we don't have a lot of fine detail as it is. And it's not just because it's a PS3 game, it's the choice they've made. Our character model uses a lot of shadows to try and give definitions.
あるさま一目惚
But
れ
on screen, it's a little less, it's a little bit more plain. No like arms and legs, just feet and hands. You can see the fruit on the right and top left. It's just kind of repeating tiles. So again, if we were to get macro blocking, and we would lose fine detail, it's not a huge loss because we don't have fine detail to start off with.
怪しすぎんだろ。
We just need to see if it would get in the way of the text, which we can't make any bigger, or if it would get in the way of any sort of combat stuff.
俺は古代遺産の場所が知りてえんだ。
遺産の場所なんて知りませんもし
Well, that's why we made a friend.
待ってくださいもし遺産の場所は知りませんもしがダンジョンの進み方
Perhaps
は
it's
知
going to
って
be
ま
our
すもし
instead of the android being our tutorial guide, perhaps Sprouty's going to be the
ここ
guide.
にはたくさん仕掛けがありますもしそれでいて損はないですもし
Maybe in this game we have some sort of not exactly monster taming, but monster team ups, perhaps.
わかったよ。うるせえな。勝手にしろ。
ありがとうございますもしやったもしあれ様とお近づきになれたもし頑張ってお役に立ちますもし
So they're now part of our team? Doesn't say. I think R3 is character change. Doesn't do anything.
看板がありますもし看板にはお役立ち情報がいっぱいなんですもしかな
Okay, read the sign. So we can dash. Ah, defense will be halved. It's hilarious. On the left side, with all the buttons, but circle. So of course, what's the one button that attacks? Circle. So it tells us what all the buttons do, but not how to attack. That sign told us that we can jump and attack. And that one told us how to attack. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. 3. Defeat this, will it actually disappear? But we can turn off the decimal point score in options. So now I understand what that means. We don't even begin any experience points making this. I want to use
これは
items.
一度使うとなくなってしまう消費アイテムですもしダンジョンから持ち帰ることもできませんから早速使ってみましょうもし
There's some sort of rogue-like element to this.
軽く押してくださいもし
In the tutorial, can I save? Let's Settings. There's no save option in here. Okay.
これは消費アイテムの鍵ですもし。同じ。
これは金の鍵だから金の扉を開けられるってわけか。
使い方は覚えてるもし。
このボタンを軽く押しゃいいんだろ。
はいもし。鍵は対応した扉を攻撃するだけでも使えるんですもし。
We can just attack the door and it opens it because we have the key. We don't need to do the item button. R2 to switch. So our bottom right, okay. Again, it doesn't feel like it's taking full use of the screen.
なんだあれ。
あれは出口ですもし。あそこに乗ればこのフロアはクリアになりますもし。そうしたら一度レールヤードに戻れて次のフロアへの道が開けるんですもし。
変なんだから本当に大丈夫なんだろうな。
It doesn't sound like there's gonna be a trap, doesn't it?
ここまであたいが嘘ついたことありますもし。信じてほしいですもし。
確かに俺は疑ってばかりいたがこいつはちゃんと案内してくれた。油断はできねえけどもやしの化け物だからって全く信じねえ。
Being to himself, it's a little quiet, isn't it?
あの出口に入れば次のフロアに行けるんだぞ。
そうですもし。このフロアの探索が済んだなら出口に入るといいもし。
ここはもういい。行こう。マリを助ける遺産は見つからなかった。だがまだ
Yeah. No way you're gonna find it this early on.
やるぜ。
Even as a player, we saw the map, but even as the character in the game, that's a little too naive. Some sounds like fake trumpets, doesn't it? Again, we're looking to see if there's like anything that says autosave.
何か落ちてる。
But nothing is yet.
これも遺産？触っても大丈夫か？あ？表に何か書いてあんな。これは古代文字か。
Intel.
なんとか読めそうだ。俺が古代文字なんて読めるようになるなんてな。マリ、勉強してんのはお前のためだぞ。ジットは感謝してんのか？
See, it sounded like he was joking that he's an idiot and can't read. It was just a coincidence that he can read ancient. Now he said to her, look, he's been studying. I wonder if like the translation is a little bit just ever so just a little off. Like maybe he's smarter than the stereotypical protagonist.
ワクチン。そんな単語知らねえぞ。他に何か書いてないか？何もなしか。あいつなら何か知ってるかもしれねえな。一旦戻って聞いてみるか。
Interesting if we actually save our sister early on, and there's a different incentive for going back in, perhaps. That'd be an interesting twist.
あら、おかえりなさい、ハルト。
So she didn't actually go in with us, okay.
おい、これが何かわかるか？
これは情報の入ったチップ。中にここでの研究成果が保存されているの。
There's more memory, okay.
それって 遺産ってことだよな。こいつでマリを助けられるのか？
We've got to find a computer, don't we? We've got to find a 1,000-year-old computer to run it.
人や石には使えないの。それにこのチップは使っても無駄。
なんでだよ。
アルトが探している遺産は古代兵器でしょ。古代兵器はチップとは違うのよ。
お前、古代兵器について何か知ってんのか？頼む、教えてくれ。
Maybe she was just using common sense.
いいわよ。秘密情報以外なら答えてあげる。
秘密情報？こいつ一体何を隠してやがんだ。俺の目的に関係なきゃいいけど。
何を知りたいの？
古代兵器の形。どんな形でどんな大きさかぐらい
She's
は
probably not going to
答
be
えら
able
れる
to
か
tell us anything, is she?
人の形をしていて、ちょうど私ぐらいの大きさよ。
Hey, the weapon. Okay. So, robot.
古代兵器なのか。
人型兵器は一般的よ。
True, if you ever caught these stories on Tuesday's series,
聞いたことねえよ。
S, you could argue, is a humanoid robot. Or humanoid weapons.
よし、見た目は分かった。次はそいつのある場所だ。答えられるか？
It's in there.
知っていても道のりは教えられないわ。
It's very, strict with the answers, no fun there.
なんでだよ。知ってるなら教えてくれたって。
ダンジョンを潜っていけばたどり着けるってことは保証してあげる。
Makes it sound like it's roaming the dungeon. Kind of like an evil boss from Resident Evil roams around
もっとも
after you.
ダンジョンは奥に行くほど危険だから命の保証まではできないけど。
Like, are they going to give us any in-game reason why it's going to be more difficult?
確
Are we
かに
talking puzzles? Are we talking enemies?
昔は美しい研究所だったのよ。研究所の人工知能が遺伝子操作をしてツタのダンジョンにしちゃったけど。
Why would the AI turn it into Ivy dungeons? Such a weird thing.
その人工知能を何とかすればダンジョンから仕掛けもなくなって探索しやすくなるってことか？
探すのはアルトの勝手。でももし人工知能を見つけても素人は触らない方がいいわ。
The game's given us a reason why we're going in. We're going in trying to find a vaccine. But it's also now giving us reason to go in and defeat the AI, because then it would make it easier to explore the rest of the place.
人工知能がダンジョン構造を解除したらモンスターたちが一斉に外に出てきてしまう。
Why did the AI put monsters in there?
はあ？モンスターだって？おい、もうちょっと詳しく。
さすが人間。ユニークなアラームだわ。待ってて。
So she needs to know what humans are and what our requirements are.
逃げやがったか？でも収穫はあった。古代兵器は人間の形をしている。ダンジョンを潜ればたどり着ける。今のところダンジョンには俺が一番乗りみてえだし、悪くない流れだぜ。
I don't know about being the first.
逃げたわけじゃなかったんだな。
It would be interesting if the monsters in the dungeons were humans who'd been there before.
でもよ、なんだこれ。
もやしよ、知らないの？人が来た時のためにいっぱい栽培しておいたのよ。
Well, it sounds like no humans ever been in before.
変なもやしと知り合いになっちまったおかげですげえ食いづらいんだけど。
変なもやしって彼らのこと？
Yes, yes.
もう仲良くしてあげないもし。
なんでお前らがここにいるんだよ。ていうか余計食いづらいって。
気にせずに担当食べ。
Because that plate had a singular sprout, so I'm assuming that there's actually more than just one.
肉とかねえかな。
お肉が食べたいの？だったらこれね。
なんだよ、ちゃんと肉もあるじゃねえか。
Meat sprout.
お肉だけじゃないわ。野菜もいろいろあるのよ。
マジかよ。携帯食料も尽きかけてたとこなんだ。これ俺が食ってもいいの
So
か？
I'm guessing we're gonna have to try and find food in the
も
dungeons.
ちろんよ。
Not
も
just
ともと人間が来
relics,
た時のための作物
have
だ
food and
から。
drink.
それに私は食べたり飲んだりしないから。アルトが好きなだけ食べていいのよ。どうしたの？毒なんて入ってないし、遠慮なく食べて。
わかった。久々の肉の誘惑には勝てねえしな。
何？どうかしたの？
見た目も食感も完全に肉なのに、この肉味がしね
Vegetarian meats.
味はするはずよ。もやしの。
え。はあ？
I mean, come on, it had a sprout coming out of it. Surely it should be
種
obvious.
が畑で育つのはもやしくらいなのよ。だから品種改良を重ねて肉に似せたもやしを作ったの。
まさかこの野菜も？
もやしよ。
何の意味があるんだ？
Yeah, if all she changed is the look, and not the taste, the texture, the flavour, you know, some of the more critical stuff, then what is the point?
食感も栄養価も本物以上なの。品種改良を続けた成果よ。
Okay, so she's explained it a little bit. That's
遺
fine.
伝子操作しすぎて知性を持つ喋るもやしまで出てきちゃったけど。
So was she doing the gene manipulation? Was this what happened 1,000 years ago?
なるほどな。それがこいつらのことか。
もし喋れるだけじゃないもし。物を運ぶことだってできるもし。
なんだって？
もしこの先あなたが怪我をしたり動けなくなった時は彼らがここに
That's cool. Sounds like there's no game over. Or just
そりゃ便利
kind
だ
of like Pokemon style, you white out and you end up in the Poke Center. Here, you always just end up in base camp, I guess.
この子たちも食べていいのよ。
さすがにそれは
お肉もやしも野菜もやしもたくさんあるからたっぷり食べて力をつけてね。
全部もやし。まあ贅沢は言えねえか。
ねえ、おいしいもし。栄養満点だからおいしいに決まってるもし。
だからこんなに見られてると食いづらいっての。どこまで食べてももやしだ。すっごい新鮮で美味しいけど。
Makes you wonder if the android has the ability to taste.
食料は確保できたが、あんま長いしたい場所
I know, it's a bit of monsters in the cave. Perhaps we'll be able to eat the monsters. New dungeon, sure. There we go. Bottom right, saving. That's the autosave. So now we can manually save too. size file isn't big, so it does mean that saves are kind of quick. You only get a 20-second warning when you're going to be disconnected. So you need to either be able to save or know when you last saved. They're using the default PlayStation autosave. So the game itself has no unique animation to look for, no unique symbol on the screen. It's just the default PlayStation OS that comes up saying now saving. Well, can we just talk to people? Still in the tutorial? HP and durability, sure. Hopefully we're going to have stats appear on the screen. Like a health bar or something. There's an enemy.
モンスターか。
気をつけてくださいもし。敵から攻撃されると体力が減りますもし。当然のようで重大なことですもし。これはエナジーフレーム。ハル様の体力を表すゲージなんですもし。エナジーフレームはヒットポイントと耐久度という2種類のゲージの組み合わせなんですもし。
Hit points and durability.
この緑色のバーがヒットポイント。ハル様自身の
The
生命
green
力
is
ですもし。
our health. Why do we need to have it twice up there?
今は2つのヒットポイントバーがありますけど、こ
They
れら
both
全て
reach
のヒッ
zero.
トポイントがゼロになると倒れて
So do they go down at the
グレー
same
ドに
time,
戻っ
or
ちゃいますもし。
is it like far right one, and then it goes to zero, and then it goes to the far left one?
そうなったら大変ですもし。見つけた装備品は全部なくなりますし。経験値
Okay, so we still get experience points even though we die, but we're going to lose all the equipment. Okay, that's
何より
a bit roguelike about it.
あったら値は悲しいですもし。
Oh no, it's like Souls games. You're able to go back and pick it up again. Doesn't look like you can here.
あんな雑魚にはやられねえよ。心配すんな。
ハル様が平気でも装備品が危険な場合があるん
Wait,
です
the
もし。
equipment has durability too?
黄色のバーは装備品の耐久度なんですもし。
Oh,
装備品の
okay.
ヒットポイントと言ってもいいですもし。今は剣と鎧を装備してますから、その2つの耐久度バーが表示されているんですもし。もっとたくさんの装備品を装備すると、その数だけ黄色い耐久度バーも増えますもし。
I somehow doubt that the equipment we get will show up with the character art and the character on screen now as well.
耐久度がゼロになると、その装備品は壊れて効果を発揮しなくな
They
り
can
ますも
break,
し。
and once they break, they're gone, effects and
ヒットポイントと
all.
違って全部の耐久度がゼロになっても死ぬことはありませんが、十分気をつけてくださいもし。
装備品が壊れちまったらもう直せねえのか。
That's a good question.
そこは大丈夫ですもし。レールヤードに戻るとヒットポイントと耐久度は完全回復しますもし。
どっちにしろ帰るまではピンチってことだろ。気をつけないと。
Okay, so we're in a circle with attack.
敵からダメージを受けると、このダメージマーカーが指す場所に連続攻撃や側面やずれたダメージマーカーは時間が経つと元の位置に戻りますもし。
今戦ってる最中なんだけどな。
あ、ごめんなさい。お邪魔しましたもし。
Oh, go on, circle, circle. Ah, I want to get hit. Well, we got the key. So we need to just hit it. Or we could press R1 to use the item. Well, that was a little easier than expected. I want some autoplay though.
レールヤードに戻りましたから、ヒットポイントも耐久度も自動回復しましたもし。
There you go. So just like we save when we come out of a dungeon, we can manually save before we go in. As we're in the tutorial, we haven't had a chance to really explore the save function in a dungeon. One button. Head out again. This game's already doing weird things with the X and circle. Oh, I have a Japanese PS4 launch model. I have an English account. So some games default to what the hardware says, some games default to what the store region says. This one's doing a bit of both, it feels like. Picture? Oh, it was Browns.
大変。ハル様、あれを見てくださいもし。あれはゲートですもし。次のフロアに続いているんですもし。
It doesn't look like we need a key for that either.
出口とは違うのか？
違いますもし。出口はレールヤードに帰れますが、ゲートは次のフロアでの連戦になるんですもし。
回復しに戻れねえってことか。ちょっと厄介だな。
次のフロアに出口があればいいんですもしが。またゲートだったら出口を見つけない限りずっと連戦になるんですもし。それに消費アイテムのもやしは改造が進むと効果が劣化しちゃうんですもし。生ものだから
The single-use items don't carry over to the next pass of the hall? It's weird. I'm used to games not letting us use the single-use items when we come out of the dungeon. We're just going to a new place in the dungeon. It's not going to let us do it. So yeah, you press start. You get options, but I can't seem to save. Definitely going to hope that auto saves and manual saves are going to be easier than just this. Like, hopefully there might be a square or crystal we can touch that will be the save. Because having to wait for auto save sucks a little bit. Doesn't look like they stack the lamps either. Still damn you. There we go. Dodge. Oh, we missed the scarecrow. At the moment, everything seems, dare I say, easy, but it feels manageable. Doesn't feel like a big blockbuster AAA game either. It's NISA, so it's not exactly an indie game either. If all the dungeons are this small, it does work well streaming it. But if the floor count is going to keep expanding, then it could be a little rough. Like, you can see, 8 minutes, 4 minutes, 54 seconds. Hopefully, for this beginning part at the very least, it's not going to be like first floor for the first area, 10 floors, you know, that's a little much. One of those a mimic, I'm sure. I'll do the red one. Huh. God, you guys. Yeah, we were told earlier anything we equip will go back with us. Because everything else we're carrying won't. We do need to equip this. We're just doing it itself at the moment. Okay, this is using it as an example. Yes, that makes a little bit of sense. If the home base is where all the food and stuff is, then perhaps where the weapon repairs are being there makes sense as well. Just a little confusing. Items with 0 can't be equipped, then you have to be restored. But I could have sworn earlier it said something a little different. We don't have the key. Who has the key? Ah, the chest. Alright. That one done. Yellow writing. Is it going to say rare, or is it just going to tease the name of the bow? Ah, so yellow indicates it's fine. Okay.
壊れていないんですもし。
Would be nice if it said that they can't be broken,
壊
but
れていないってことは今す
take
ぐ
what I
装
can
備で
get.
きるんだ。
そういうことですもし。
The game's doing this.
早速装備を変更してみましょうもし。見つけたばかりの弓を装備しましたもし。もし剣に戻したかったら今の手順で戻せばいいですもし。
やっぱ拾ったものはすぐ使いてえよな。
でもいいことばかりではないんですもし。持ち帰る前の装備品がダメージを受けると耐久度の上限値が下がっちゃうんですもし。だからダメージを受けた名品を持ち帰って修理しても耐久度は低いままなんですもし。しかもダメージを受けて耐久度がゼロになると粉々に砕けてなくなっちゃうんですもし。そうなったら無事にレイリヤードに帰ってもその装備品は手に
When
入
it's
らない
gone,
ん
it's
です。
gone. That's rough because you find something really rare or something that looks cool or sounds cool. You want to keep it.
結局装備せず大事に持って帰った方がいいんじゃねえ
The
か。
things that are actually going to go and be gone for good. Cool, gotta be careful now.
なりますもし。一度持って帰れば普通の装備品同様に毎回修理して
Shame
も
it's not
らえ
like
るようになり
permanently
ますもし。
repaired.
でも強い装備を温存して倒れちゃっても意味ないですから悩ましいところですもし。値としてはアル様には装備品より体を大事にしてほしいですもし。
すぐに装備したら耐久度の上限が下がったり壊れてなくなったりする。でも強い装備を使えば無事に帰れる可能性も高くなる。
状況に応じて臨機応変に行ってくださいもし。
こいついつも肝心な部分はアドバイスしやがらねえよな。
I think that's useful. Just. Ooh. Yeah, just do what you can. Try your best. Alright then, should we see what this looks like? Weird, because this doesn't feel like we attack quickly. I feel like I want it's, a little bit more at the moment. It's been very wordy. But it feels like it's been a little bit too much. I want something else. I want something a little bit more.
ちょっと待ってくださいもし。アル様、せっかく装備品を見つけたんですから。
Kind of worried. It's gonna say you picked up a ghost or something along the way.
装備の仕方だったらもう知ってるぜ。
あれは武器の話でしたもし。今度は違う装備品について説明させてくださいもし。
違う装備品？
We've got space at the top for 4. The game's doing this. See, that's a cool little
ここで
picture.
エナジーフレームに装備品を装備できますもし。今回はアタック像を装備しますもし。
さっき壊れてたやつか。
ダンジョンで見つけた装備品は一度レイリヤードに持ち帰ると修理されて装 装備できるようになるんですもし。レールヤードに一度でも持ち帰った装備品はダンジョンで倒れたりギブアップしてもなくなることはないんですもしよ。というわけですから、早速ダンジョンで手に入れたアタック像を装備してみましょうもし。
Enjoying this menu music, then the rest of it's kind of cool.
装備品は対応するスロットにしか装備できないんですもし。アタック像を装備できるのはアタックスロットだけなのですもし。装備完了ですもし。
何も変わらねえぞ。
あ、マナが足りないんですもし。
マナー？
装備品の効果を発揮するにはスロットのマナが必要なんですもし。
It's more
これが
rules
そ
on
れ
top
ぞ
of
れのスロ
rules.
ットのマナですもし。
And the fact that it's just text on screen.
さっきのアタック
It's
ス
a
ロ
little
ットの
boring
マ
at the
ナは
moment.
これだけですもし。装備しようとしていたアタック像は起動するのにこれだけマナが必要みたいですもし。
So that needs 8.
起動に必要なマナのことは消費マナと呼ぶんですもし。さっきのアタックスロットのマナでは消費マナが多いアタック像を起動できなかったんですもし。こちらのアタックスロットならたくさんマナがありますからアタック像を起動できそうですもし。今度こそアタックスロットのマナを使ってアタック像が
If
起
you
動
missed
し
that,
ました
mana
もし。
cost is 8, same as it was before. But because we changed where we're equipping it, we're equipping it somewhere that has more than 8 mana.
力がみ
The
なぎって
attack
くるぜ。
thing says 5, that probably means we only got 5 mana there. Whereas this one, Pinky attack, it has a lot
様
more.
素敵ですもし。アタックが増加しましたもし。これで装備完了ですもし。ダンジョンから装備品を持ち帰ったら忘れないように装備してくだ
Must
さ
have
い
read it
も
wrong
し。
because I could have sworn she said you keep what you equip and then that's it.
装備を変えるときはマナにも気をつけてほしいですもし。
How many more of these do we have to do? Poison. This might be the last one we do. Might use next week's Monday video for part 2.
あれはアル様止まってくださいもし。
なんだ？
このキノコは毒攻撃をして
It's
く
like
る
a
んです
UFO.
もし。毒はとても厄介だから気をつけてくださいもし。
毒だと？
特定のモンスターの攻撃やダンジ
So
ョン
there's an
に
eating
仕掛けられ
mechanic.
た
We
罠
don't...
それに毒の入った薬や食べ物を食べると
Is there a
毒状態
gathering
になるん
mechanic
で
as
す
well?
もし。
Is there a button I gotta press to gather?
毒は緑毒、黄色毒、黒毒の3種類があるんですもし。
Are we expecting that to go with the colour of the mushroom that we're not allowed to eat?
やばいのか？具体的にどうなるんだよ。
あたいは代表的な緑毒しか知らないんですもしが、蝕まれた肉体っていうヒットポイントが減ってい のしびれが出ると体がしびれて攻撃や防御ができないこともありますもし、他にもろれつが回らないになるとうまく魔法が唱えられなくなりますもし。
思ったより危ないな。
怖い症状だけではないんですも
It's
し。
weird with the mage. It completely
原子の
makes it
空腹の
useless.
症状が出れ
I
ば
wonder how much of an attack stat it has they
普
can
段見
use
えないものまで見えるよ
its
うになりますもし。
stick with.
でもどの症状が出るのかはわからないですもし、基本的に毒は避けるに越したことはないですもし。もし毒を受けすぎてしまうと
Or we black out and we arrive back
毒
at
1
the
種類
start.
につき4つある症状が全て重複した時に同じ毒を食らう
So are
と
we going to
そ
have
の場
to
で
pay
即
attention
死してしまうんです
to our
もし。
character and see if we get all 4 of those?
即死だと？
No
毒
respawn.
は受けるたび
No
に
coming
ど
back.
れかの症状が発症していきますもし、つまり同じ毒を5回受けたら
Oh, I
即死
see.
してしまうん
So
で
we
すもし。
don't get them all at the same time, but if we get them all in a row,
あ
then that's rough.
即死もごめんだ。
One of the more stricter poisons that I've come across. Or do we need to actually defeat it to get through the level?
おい、おやぴ。
ハル様、初めて名前で呼んでくれましたもし。これはプロポーズもし。
変な勘違いすんな。聞きたいことがあるだけだ。
何でも聞いてくださいもし。
毒を治す方法はないのか？
Oh yeah, that's something we should know.
実は解毒方法があまりないのも
There aren't many ways, there are some.
解毒するには毒と対応した色の薬を飲むか、解毒効果のあるもやしを
detox
食べ
bean
るしか
probably
ないです
sounds
も
more
し。
likely to happen.
残念ながら値に解毒効果はないですもし。お役に
お前は頼まれても食わねえよ。それより自然治癒はしねえのか？
ダメなんですもし。毒は時間が経っても治らないんですもし。
じゃあ薬や解毒効果のあるものは大事にし
So basically go to the doctor if you get poisoned.
そうそう。
Because it's gonna take you
も
out
し
if you
仲
don't.
間がいるときなら公園に行くと
Whether that
毒の
doctor's a
進行
talking
は
green
止まりま
sprout
すもし。
or a merchant with some sort of green
公
drink.
園で休みながら解毒効果のある消費アイテムを探すのがいいと思いますもし。
Good idea to rest and support.
仲間か。
Yeah.
よかったらあたいが仲間になりますもし。
At the moment it's just
お前
us.
は戦えないんだろ。無理すんじゃね
お役に立てなくてごめんなさいもし。
えよ。とにかく解毒できるアイテムは無駄遣いしないようにしないとな。仲間もいない状態じゃ対策もできねえし。
仲間にはしてもらえなかったもし。でもあたいもっとお役に立ちたいですもし。
Imagine that's giving the next tutorial is how to do team building. There we go, that's healing. Unfortunately, we're going to leave and we can't take any of the items with us, so even though I didn't get poisoned, I still can't use it. Well, there's that manual autosave. But I'm going to do a manual save myself. And that will do for this part. At the start here, it's a bit wordy, quite slow, and you're only able to save in this base camp area. You can't, at the moment, save in a dungeon, which is frustrating. But there is an autosave afterwards. And so if you could save before and let the game save after, if you get in that routine, all you're going to miss is the dungeon. And so far, they've been around 5 minutes or so. Not too bad. They're kind of slow because there's a lot of talking because they're tutorial dungeons. So we've saved. So let's head to the PS4's internet speed test to see what we're working with today. Alright, in settings there's network. And in network, test internet connection. And my PS4 is connected to the router via Ethernet cable. Alright, so the download and upload speeds are nice, and that kind of helps explain why we had a near faultless experience. I think only the audio a couple of times sounded ever so slightly off, like it was peaking a bit. But other than that, no, the stream quality was good. It's just the start is a slow start, and that's a little unfortunate. There's a lot of text and there's no autoplay. So if you're not paying attention, or if you're having to read it twice or 3 times just to try and get it to sink in, it makes the whole experience longer than it needs to be. But you can save before you start a dungeon, and the game will save after a dungeon. That's not too bad. And at the moment we don't know how much time is going to be in dungeons. So far the tutorial ones have been slow. Sorry, have been short. But as you go through, there are going to be more and more floors, more and more enemies. It's going to, at the beginning it's going to be not a problem, but at the end it's going to be rough not being able to save in a dungeon. Who knows, maybe they're going to have checkpoints. It's rare, it's not impossible, but it is a rare thing that there'll be midway checkpoints, or worst case scenario, you get the option to leave the dungeon. So if you get the 20-second warning and you're near the end, just leave, go back to base, let it save. That might be the safest option for you. But we'll see what happens in part 2. Hopefully things will speed up, hopefully things will be a little less wordy and a little less slow. But at the moment, for PS3 RPG, it works reasonably well being streamed from the cloud. And we mentioned that the art is not particularly detailed, so macro blocking would be noticeable but not hugely an issue. It'd only be an issue with the text. There's no way to make the text bigger, and even though it says there's a text log, I haven't found that button yet. I will have to double check the video to see if it actually said what button is what. But as we said near the beginning, it doesn't mention what the attack button is. You have to talk to something to find out what the attack button is. So, it's not the best game. But because it's PS3, and if you don't have a PS3, it's perhaps the only way you can play it. I do have a PS3, I do have the game, but, you know, my PS3 has less space and doesn't have external storage, so being able to stream it also helps that scenario. It helps me not have as much stuff installed. So, even for me, someone who has it, streaming it is a sensible option. But we'll see what part 2 brings. If it's a better or even worse experience, we'll have to wait and see. So until then, or until I see you checking out some of the other videos, playlists, shorts, or even live streams on YouTube. Or maybe I'll see you over at Ko-fi. As a small YouTube channel, we get no money from YouTube. But with Ko-fi, we can get donations, including PayPal donations. and we also have subscription tiers, so maybe one of them will interest you. But wherever or whenever I see you again, please take care.